lies just beyond the edge of your own world. For one little fox, curiosity was about to change everything. Meet Felix, a small, energetic fox with bright orange fur and a perpetually curious gleam in his eyes. He darted through the dense forest like a streak of sunlight, a place where the trees twisted and leaned in impossible angles, their leaves shimmering in hues of emerald and gold. Acorns rained down from the branches, some bouncing off Felix's head with comic precision. Mischievous squirrels leaped from limb to limb, trying to block his path. But Felix was too quick. His long, bushy tail twitched in excitement as he dodged fallen logs, somersaulted over moss-covered rocks, and skidded across patches of dewladen grass. His small paws barely made a sound, moving with the fluidity of a dancer. Yet every leap and tumble carried the exaggerated physics of a cartoon, making him soar higher and slide farther than any ordinary fox could. Just as he reached the crest of a cliff, his sharp eyes caught sight of something extraordinary. A swirling, glowing portal hovered above a cluster of violet flowers. Its light danced and flickered, casting rainbow shadows on the forest floor. Any other creature might have hesitated, but not Felix. Without a second thought, he launched himself toward it, ready for whatever lay on the other side. With a whoosh and a flash of color, Felix tumbled through the portal, landing softly on a cloud as if it were a fluffy pillow. He blinked in awe at the sight before him, a magnificent floating city suspended in the sky. Its streets twisted and curved like ribbons in the wind. Buildings were powered by giant balloons and whimsical contraptions, and bridges arched gracefully over streams of sparkling vapor. The air shimmered with magic, carrying the scent of sweet pastries, fresh rain, and something unidentifiably delightful. Felix's eyes widened as he took it all in. Floating shops, fountains with candy-colored water, and enormous balloons shaped like animals drifted lazily above the city. He scampered forward, his curiosity igniting with every step, completely unaware of the tiny, hovering robot zipping toward him with frantic energy. "I told you, no visitors today." The little robot squeaked in a high-pitched mechanical voice. It had a round, metallic body with tiny propellers that buzzed and spun rapidly, and its wide optical sensors blinked nervously. And you cannot just enter the floating city unannounced. Felix's tail flicked in amusement. "I didn't know there was a rule about portals," he said, his voice full of mischief. He darted past Lumi, who buzzed after him, desperately warning him of collapsing bridges, slippery cloud paths, and floating fountains of rainbow water. But Felix was already captivated. He bounded through the streets, marveling at the peculiar shops and the city's inhabitants, some made of cloud, others of shimmering light, all going about their whimsical routines. The city was alive, buzzing with an energy that made the colors shift with every movement. Felix felt a rush of pure exhilaration as he took it all in. "Ah, a visitor," said the owl, his voice calm and melodic. "I am Professor Hoot, and you, little fox, have stumbled into a place where happiness fuels magic and creativity shapes reality." Before Felix could respond, a streak of grey fur zipped past him, leaving a trail of misty clouds in its wake. It was Nimbus, the city's mischievous cloud cat. The chaos was infectious, and Felix couldn't resist. He chased after Nimbus, slipping on sticky puddles and bouncing off cloud lampposts, with Lumi buzzing frantically beside him, offering helpful but slightly panicked advice. It was a whirlwind of motion, a playful ballet of exaggerated physics and slapstick comedy, and Felix couldn't help but laugh at the wonderful absurdity of it all. Just as the chase was getting good, Professor Hoot flapped his great wings and called out from above, "Felix, you must help us. Nimbus's pranks are harmless on their own." Lumi immediately began to guide him toward the festival grounds, explaining that the massive floating balloons were infused with magic. Determined to help his new friends, Felix strategized on the fly. He began leaping across clouds, bouncing off giant balloons, and dodging gusts of wind conjured by the playful Nimbus. The chase escalated into a grand spectacle, a beautiful, chaotic dance of movement through the city's twisting streets and floating platforms. Felix leaped from one bridge to another, his orange fur a blur against the sky. Lumi darted beside him, activating tiny gadgets to redirect runaway balloons that Nimbus had set loose. And narrowly avoided colliding with a parade of tiny balloon creatures. The city itself seemed to come alive, cheering Felix on with sparkling lights and swaying buildings. Finally, the moment came, with a daring leap from the top of a clock tower, and a well-timed flick of one of Lumi's gadgets. Felix managed to corral the last runaway balloon. Order was restored just as the sun began to set behind the cloud skyline, painting the heavens in shades of orange and pink. The city erupted in celebration. The colors seemed brighter and more vibrant than ever before. Fountains sparkled with multicolored sprays, and music filled the air with an infectious, joyful rhythm. Professor Hoot flapped down beside Felix, nodding approvingly. "Well done, young fox. You have proven that courage, creativity, and a little bit of chaos can make the world brighter." Nimbus, now sitting lazily atop a floating balloon, purred contentedly, acknowledging Felix's cleverness with a lazy, appreciative wink. As the festivities wound down, Felix felt a tug in his heart. The city was truly magical, a place of wonder and delight, but he knew it was time to return home. With a running leap and a graceful dive, he shot back through the swirling portal, landing softly back in the familiar forest, just as the sun dipped low on the horizon. Felix looked up at the sky. A single, colorful balloon was drifting high above the trees small, perfect reminder that adventure can appear in the most unexpected places. He smiled, his mind already racing with thoughts of the next journey, the next portal, and the next whimsical world that might be waiting just beyond the ordinary. And with a flick of his tail and a sparkle in his eyes, Felix trotted forward, ready for whatever magic awaited him next. Thanks for joining us on this adventure. If you loved Felix's story, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more magical tales.